Alright guys, welcome to another windy episode of Bushcraft and Fishing with the Pikey. Today we're out with the bow, just a backup really. I'll try and keep my microphone out of the wind best I can. Very windy day here. Yeah, basically kept up last night. We live out in the middle of nowhere and I could hear this, what sounded like a baby screaming, you know. And you could tell it was a sheep. Sort of roughly pinpointed whereabouts it was coming from, but it sounded like this thing was getting bloody ripped apart. Going on for some time, but no reason. I've got my suspicions, and it's something that I've been hunting for quite a long time. Something we do have in North Wales, funnily enough, is big cats. I mean, yeah, just like the beast of Bodmin and that sort of thing. But also used to live in Cornwall, and I've heard things down there that would make most people piss their pants at 2 in the morning. But yeah, just heading out somewhere where me and my dog have been camping a couple of times. And well, I'll tell you the story if you can hear me. I don't know how bad the wind is. But yeah, we were camping, me and my dog, a bit of wild camping, just off one of the green lanes. And it had just gone dark. Sun was going down over the other side of the mountain, so on the south side of the mountains, you know, it was still really dark and in shadow. And settling down for the night, campfires dying down, and all of a sudden my dog starts growling. So I'm holding him back just so he doesn't take off and disappear into the woods in the pitch black, you know. But he had his eyes on something and he was really snarling like I've never seen him snarl before. And you know, I was holding him back, and I shone my torch off. I've got a big powerful head torch, like 1,000 lumens or something like that. And I'll just show you a little track we're following up. You can't even see the view behind me. There's some lovely mountains behind, but the sun's cutting that out. So yeah, we were just chilling anyway. Bud starts growling at something. Shine my head torch. I see like a flash of some eyes, sort of yellowy in colour. And then I heard this really loud sort of like pitter patter, because we were on the edge of a mountain. So I say nothing's level here. And yeah, I hear this like heavy pitter patter going up the side of the mountain. And then 10 minutes later, again, hear like a baby screaming, really, really horrible sound. And again, my dog's going nuts, and I've grabbed my machete and loaded my rifle. And but yeah, you could hear something big moving about in the woods, almost sort of circling us, like it was stalking us, you know. My dog kept changing direction and he could sense where it was. But a couple of days later, I thought I'd head back up this way after the rain, do a bit of tracking. And I come out and yeah, I managed to get some pictures of some pretty gnarly big paw prints in the area, and found a few carcasses as well. Well, that's what I was going to say. In the morning, first light of this night we were camping, I then walked up to the top of the mountain where we heard all this noise and commotion, and yeah, I found a sheep fucking ripped to bits, fur and blood and everything everywhere. I got some photos and I've documented that. I also spoke to the farmer whose property it was on, and he said that quite a lot of that sort of thing goes on. And the pictures that I got, I don't know if I'll be able to put them up yet. As I say, I'm having trouble with editing and adding photos and this and that yet. But yeah, I've got photos showing that the actual fur's been sort of clawed back, you know, which is typical of a big cat. Puma, cougar, lynx, mountain lion, anything sort of like that, all have a tendency to scrape back the fur and leave like some heavy claw marks, after you can see a couple of puncture wounds in the throat where it's been strangled. Now, a lot of people are like, oh Mike, you're a fucking div, you know. There's no big cats out there, but there's plenty of evidence on the internet to say that there is. I spoke to the farmer, he showed me a couple of pictures that he'd taken, and I was just like, yeah, so what? It's a black cat on a wall, mate. And then he said, that's that wall over there, mate. It was a 6-foot wall and this cat came halfway up it. And so yeah, I've got all that pictures of kills that he'd found in similar circumstances. So yeah, because I heard a similar noise last night, I thought I'd come up the track again. Sorry, I'll try and keep you into the wind so you can hear me. So I thought we'd come up this track and do a little bit of tracking as it's been raining and wet, and you might be able to see the paw prints and that a little bit easier. Now, the pictures that I got last time, I used one of my arrows next to it, and let's see, let's pop my arrow off me nock, one-handed. Now I use 6-inch shield flights, and I took a picture and this actual paw print was the same size as my flights that I used for scale. There's not many things around dog wise, or you know, anything that has like claws and big pads that I'd seen. Alsatian, yeah, possibly, but they don't have that feline looking print. So yeah, basically I'm out today as I heard some screaming and that from sheep again last night. Trying to make a movie, fuck off. And so yeah, just thought I'd film it, tell you what I'm doing as I'm going along. Y'all can think I'm crazy if you want, but I've seen enough evidence out here of animals killed and ripped to bits. It may well be wild dogs, but from what I've seen and what I know, wild dogs don't strangle, they'll just rip and tear things to bits, taking chunks out of it as they go. They don't strangle and then peel the skin back. Most of what I found's been, you know, like a typical cat kill. And yeah, it makes for an entertaining and interesting camp anyway, knowing that, you know, there could be a beast in these hills. So anyway, this is really steep. I don't think you can tell how steep this is. I'm actually like leaning right forward coming up here. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just tracking, seeing if I can find anything out of the blue, wherever we've got a smooth bits of dirt where water's been running, any sand or anything like that, then it should leave, you know, prints. So yeah, I'll come back to you guys in a minute. Get my eyes to the ground and see if we can find any carcasses, and then I haven't got a rucksack with me today, so all brew kit's in my pocket. We're down to a minimal kit today, and that's just everything that fits in my jacket here. Oh, for fuck's sake, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, and people manage to come and dump a fucking, oh, it looks like a wheel arch. That can be explained, you know what I mean? It's a green lane. Yeah, looks like a wheel arch off something. But yeah, it's pretty gnarly green lanes. They've just turned this one into a one-way, to only coming down because all the wheels spinning trying to get up the hill was just tearing it to bits. I've got no problem with that, you know what I mean? Everyone's got to have their thing and their fun. But yeah, it's just one way now, so the Land Rovers and that can only come downwards. But we might have some come past in a minute anyway. People out. But my arm's aching and I need to get my head to the ground and shut up for a bit anyway, so we'll come back to you guys in a sec. And this is another reason that we always check for widow makers whenever setting up a camp. I was up here just a couple of days ago and we got 3 branches here, probably half a ton each, that have fallen out from up there. Reason made me think of that to say is because just as I was walking up here, bloody great stick fell out the tree from up there and landed 5 foot in front of me. So yeah, you got blooming great things like that falling out of the sky, and yeah, obviously that's gonna not give you a very good day at all. You certainly know about it, but oh, you can't really see how steep this is coming up here. Certainly is though. But yeah, one of the things they've had to do because of the off-roading up here is they keep pouring in great big lumps of concrete for some reason. Yeah, it's going to be good until next time it rains, you know what I mean, and then it will just wash everything out from around it. And I mean, this is what, 2 foot high, so anyone coming down here in Land Rovers, whew, be a bit of a clunk. But yeah, I mean, the scramblers and that can still get up here. Just getting up with, but yeah, more widow makers picked out from the side. Yeah, just getting up to where I had my camp last time. We're about 5 miles out of town. As you can see, the density of the actual woodland around here. You can't walk through the woods at all, because all them lower branches want to take your eyeballs out. So thick, it's unbelievable. So there's no chance of chasing anything into there, or, you know, right, all the way up here. I think, there we are, that's the angle we're at. So you can sort of see it's pretty steep. But I'm always out of breath anyway, and I'm always huffing and puffing and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully while we're looking, we'll see something run across the path and be able to see what's going down. Yeah, nice little view of Roaben Mountain, where we had our extreme brew a couple of days ago. And if we can get any focus. And we were just, oh, where's my finger? There it is. We were just sort of sat up there, that's what we climbed up. Just that little dark crevice there. There's that gully we were standing in, and I said I was going to walk round, I think. So yeah, we were sat up there looking down over this. Bit of weather coming in by the look of it. Wind's coming that way. So yeah, looks like there's a storm coming in, so we'll just hunker down, find a shady spot, probably under like a holly tree or something if we can find one, and get a little fire going and make a cup of tea. But yeah, just wanted to show you that where we were up last time. So other side of the valley now, about 5 clicks. Right, just at where we were camping just a few weeks back, and I was camped just sort of in there, just on the edge, just so it was a nice view looking out, you know, for the sunrise. And no, we could hear something big running up and down this mountain in the woods. Something big and heavy. You could hear it thudding as it moved. And as you can see, this is quite some wall that I'm stood next to, which is nearly 6 foot. So yeah, obviously something big to just be able to jump over that freewheel and run off as soon as it's heard something. But yeah, quite often find savage cheap around this area. But as I say, it makes for an entertaining evening when you think you're being stalked. But yeah, some of you might say, well, it's illegal to bow hunt in England, but at the end of the day, is it illegal to shoot a unicorn? Because effectively I'm only looking for a mythical creature, so I don't think I'm breaking any laws by hunting a big cat that supposedly doesn't exist. You know, I'm not going to shoot a rabbit or anything else with me bow, because I've got a gun for that, and I'd much prefer, you know, a clean kill. I could do it with a bow, but again, it's bow hunting's illegal in England, so no, I'd use my gun or my catapult for hunting. But as I'm looking for a big cat and I'm miles from anywhere, there's nothing wrong to have me takedown bow. I'll show you my bow actually. It's just a custom alloy bow. I think it's £35. This is my normal go-to bow if I'm just sort of walking around in public areas. Law is the Englishman has the right to carry a bow and up to 12 arrows in a public place. It's classed as sports equipment. So no, anyone wants to walk around with a bow and arrow, feel free. It's the Englishman's right. It's actually against the law that if you've got a child over the age of 5 for him not to have a bow and arrow. That's the only law in this country. If you have a child of 7 or older, they must have a bow and at least 3 arrows, and you can look that up on British law. Let's see if I can climb up here just without using any hands. I mean, effectively we're going onto someone's property here, but it's the guy that I've spoken to before, and he said, well, you know, feel free to, you know, don't cause any problems, don't burn anything down. But obviously he's seen me being as internet famous as I am. He's seen my channel and knows that I'm not going to be causing any problems, and at the end of the day I'm looking out for his sheep. But no, don't seem to find any evidence at the moment. You probably can't hear me because of that wind. But we're quite a long way up into the mountains now. You know, holes in the wall are a good point to look for prints and that, you know, because animals will take the easiest route. One thing you should know when trapping, you can funnel them off using sticks and branches, that sort of thing, because animals will take the most natural, easiest route. So yeah, if you've got any area where there's a hole in the wall or hole in the fence or something like that, you know, look for prints around them sort of areas. Not that you're going to have a big cat around where you live, unless you're in Cornwall, of course. But yeah, you know, feel free. There's a few little bits on YouTube of big cats in North Wales. Not anything solid. You know, one of them looks just like a black Labrador, and one looks like a big fat house cat. But no, there's a few on there that are really good. And last time I was up here, I also found a dead sheep just up into this area as well. So I mean, like I say, that's why I'm up here, because I believe that it is something's big hunting ground, not necessarily a big cat. Maybe a couple of wild dogs running around out here, but even so, if there's wild dogs ripping up sheep, I'm more than happy to take them down as well, because I've got little dogs myself and they're my babies, and if I was out here walking my dog and a couple of big wild dogs just come and savaged them, then I'm not going to be a fucking happy chappy, am I? So yeah, just out and about with the bow and arrow today. either looking for big cats or wild dogs causing problems. But obviously if it's a wild dog, I'm not going to shoot it with my bow and arrow. Honest. But yeah, a lot of sheep around here, a lot of places to hide. You get a lot of fallen trees over by mine. I look at a lot of the fallen over trees because you get sort of like a little cave underneath where it's pulled the roots up, and that could be hiding anything, you know. So yeah, usually got my knife in hand when walking past anything like that, because the dogs certainly run in there and have a sniff around like something's been kipping there. Cool, wind's picking up. I'm going to try and get into the woods a little bit, set up and have a brew, and I'll talk to you a bit more. Right guys, as I said, I didn't bring much out with me today. Just my NATO bottle, 1 litre, my pound shot mug, and me tea leafed from Little Chef, I think it was, years ago. But they make a cracking little kettle, you know, for just something small that fits in your pocket. But yeah, just been and rounded up a few bits. Got me wood all graded there. Howl of a wind coming through. Big storm on the horizon. But I've just been and collected a load of this pine resin, and we'll see if we can get it to light. Got me I got me jet lighter with us, but it's going to be a swine getting anything to light in this wind. A lot of stuff falling out of the trees. The black smoke coming off that pine resin, eh? The terps, boys, the terps. But right, I'll let this get going anyway and come back to you in a sec. There we are, nothing too brutal. Just nothing too brutal, just enough to heat me pot up anyway. Very windy, so I've got to keep an eye on this. But yeah, nothing too substantial, just enough to heat me pot. That'll soon get gurgling, and I can pour the rest of me water on these ashes when they're done and then scatter them. But I'm glad there's quite heavy winds, because I've just seen some people moving across the top of that tree line up there, and now and then it blows the smoke back out the way, so hopefully I don't think anyone was on to me. But yeah, we'll just have this quiet cup of tea and then we'll carry on with our trek. Oh, for frig snack, boys, only gone and got a big bit of bloody pine resin in the beard. Pine resin in the beard, not good, boys. Oh, pine resin in the beard, so be careful of that. Oh my goodness, with all this climbing I'm exhausted, boys. Friggin' exhausted. So yeah guys, didn't have to walk far before I stumbled upon something else. Leave no trace. That's what I was saying about just using the amount of fuel that you're going to need to use to boil your water or cook your food. I mean, these are just little campfires on the sides of the track, but there's why are you putting great big bloody things like this on? You know what I mean? It's not a campsite. There's nowhere where you can set or pitch a tent or anything like that. So it's just kids having a little bonfire, but there's just no need to stick that much wood on it, so and then not even tidy it up. I mean, that's disgraceful, to be honest. And then it'll make people think that it's me, because I'm the one seen out and about all the time. But hopefully, you know, they'll watch my videos and know how much I disapprove of shit like this. Terrible. Terrible. Hey, yeah, boys, not a bad old view from up here. Get a good look out across the fields. So there's just some dick up there that just doesn't care that I'm making a movie. Doesn't care. But yeah, so many different hedge lines and that things could move miles and miles around here without being seen. I can move from one side of the valley to the other, across over, and you know, fully camoed. No one sees me, or, you know, reports what I'm, you know, shady bloke in the bloody trees or anything like that. So no, if I can move around without being seen, so can a big cat. Especially as they're early morning or late night usually. But yeah, easy for them to move around without being seen. Oh, I just got up to the top there, and there was a farmer in a field, so I stopped him for a chat. I've been chatting to him for about the last hour, you know. Yeah, he has had a few deaths in the last couple of weeks, but he's put them down to a dog. He said a couple of weeks back, hang on, he said a couple of weeks back, there was about 10 farmers all camped out in the fields for a couple of nights, and they shot a big dog that was savaging all the sheep. He said, but that was just like a couple of weeks back himself. Falls roughly about the same sort of time. He said it was like a big mastiff, but that, he said, had gone round, it only happened on the one or two nights. And he said, but that went round and savaged like 6 sheep all in one hit. But that was only, you know, kill them and then on to the next one. And I was just going over some of the pictures that I had on my SIM card of prints and other kills and that. He said, oh no, these didn't look like that. He goes, but I did find one that was like that not so long ago. He goes, but I just put it down to the crows and that sort of thing, he said, because I had about 10 crows all picking it to death. And he goes, but it doesn't look like that picture that you got there. So no, a farmer certainly turned around and said, yeah, we do have sheep go missing, and we do find them now and then with, you know, a bite on the throat and the guts missing and that, but we put it down to big dogs. And I sort of explained to him that that's not how big dogs kill. So he was like, well, you know, we do have some big cats in North Wales. And I said, well, exactly, mate, that's why I'm here, you know. I said, but obviously I'm not letting on to where we are or anything like that, so we don't have loads of people coming to the area and that sort of thing. No, he was a nice bloke. Certainly confirmed a lot of what I've heard going on and that sort of thing in the mountains of a night time. So yeah, big cats in the mountains of North Wales. I haven't found any footprints today, as I say. There's been a lot of motocross bikes out and about, and sort of torn up all the smooth areas where I could usually find prints in obvious places. But yeah, it's been a fun-filled day. It's nice to walk around with my bow and be out and about in the woods with my hunting gear, stalking. It's all good practice, it's all good training. Followed a few people's footprints about, but they look like they were yesterday's because they weren't very sharp prints, you know. So yeah, there is people up and down these tracks that are going to be walking dogs and things like that. But yeah, certainly the prints that I found are a lot bigger than the mastiff that he was explaining about, that had taken out like 6 of his sheep the other week. But no, he sort of gave me that little wink to say that he knows there's something else around here as well, which is nice to know. Nice to think that there might be something a bit scary out in these woods at night. Makes it all that more exciting, doesn't it? Bit boring when there's just rabbits and badgers scraping around. You think, oh, there could be a big puma or something like that fucking sneaking around. And yeah, it's good fun. It's all good fun. Not when it's fucking pitch black though, and your dog's going mad and the fire's going out and you can hear something big running around in the woods. Yeah. But that's why we do it, innit? So yeah, I'm heading back now. Oh, crippling myself because it's a bloody steep walking down here and slippery as well. Tread on a rock and it goes from underneath you. So I haven't got a single hand free, one holding me bow, one holding me camera. So I wouldn't call it an unsuccessful day to actually be out and about and meet a farmer that can pretty much confirm what I was looking for and what I was saying. There wasn't any dead sheep in his. He said he's been out and about all this morning, and he didn't hear what I was going on about last night, like the sheep screaming and that. But he's checked over his fields and there's nothing dead around there. Yeah, overall I think it was successful to actually be able to meet a farmer, have a chat, and him confirm some of the things that you know, I believe and that I'm looking for. But we'll certainly be out again. I come out once a week sort of really with me bow. It's just sort of nice to have a reason to come out with your bow, innit? Hang on a minute, my nose is about to drip. Ugh. Snot here. So yeah, it's nice to have a reason to actually come out with a bow, because as we're not allowed to bow hunt in England, hunting mythical creatures is going to be the way forward. So yeah, as there is something out and about in these mountains, that's going to make it more fun, innit? So yeah, thanks for coming along with me today. Probably another boring movie for you to sit there and watch me fucking chuntering on about the same thing over and over again. But no, I enjoy when I get home. I like a hour long movie of someone camping, trekking, doing something. Save watching that shit on the telly, wouldn't it? Hey? Better than watching the Kardashians. Watching someone fucking real, you know what I mean? So yeah, anyway, thanks guys, thanks for coming along with us. I'll soon be home, back in the warm again. So yeah, till next time, you know, like, share and subscribe, all that sort of thing. And we'll see you on the next outing. Catch you later. If it bleeds, I can kill it.